The idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem.
Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
Good or bad. My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this.
You're a sucker. The reason I don't do Big Tigger is because I had a tumor in my upper jaw and they had to take it out, and they had to block the whole right of my sinus with a piece of metal. So ever since I got out the Marine Corps, I can only breathe out of one nostril, boy. I get my blood tested every 3 months for the last 15 years. All narcotic tests have come up 0.00%.
Was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what, I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
I'm 44 years old, little Tigger. You look up my rap sheet. I have never had a DUI or a possession of anything, not even the marijuana I do every day. See, when you real, you can tell the truth about anything.
When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you.
Shannon Sharpe's involvement in a scandal that has rapidly escalated into a $50 million lawsuit filed by 19-year-old OnlyFans model Gabriella Zuniga has sparked widespread controversy and speculation about the true motivations behind the accusations. The shocking allegations against the former NFL star include claims of disturbing behavior, manipulation, and coercive actions, all surfacing shortly after his viral Club Shay Shay interview with Katt Williams. During that interview, Williams openly criticized Kevin Hart, accusing him of being a Hollywood plant strategically positioned to dismantle the careers of black comedians who posed a threat to his rise. According to Katt, this wasn't just an off-the-cuff remark. It was the exposure of a carefully constructed power play that saw Kevin's ascension come at the direct expense of figures like Katt himself. Katt has long suggested that Kevin's rise in Hollywood was less about raw talent and more about his willingness to comply with industry expectations, even when it meant degrading portrayals that Katt himself refused to participate in. He specifically pointed out that while Kevin's mainstream success continued to flourish, black comedians like himself saw their opportunities vanish, often under the shadow of scandal and controversy that he believes were deliberately engineered. The narrative Katt painted was not one of mere rivalry, but of calculated sabotage, a systematic effort to suppress dissenting voices while propelling more compliant entertainers to stardom. He alleged that during pivotal moments in his career, roles intended for him mysteriously shifted to Kevin Hart, most notably during projects like Friday After Next, where Katt refused to perform scenes that he felt humiliated black men.
You know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts?
Pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee, Kevin Wallace.
And is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for...
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have...
Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
You have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are.
Kevin Wallace, of course, the first African-American, the first female, and first child pope.
They've yet to been challenged, so, you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball.
And what is the new pope doing?
On the talk show this morning,
you look good doing
it.
Pope Kevin is lifting her arms into her signature muscle man.
Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta know that you're a brand.
Pose.
Truly adorable, and everyone loves it.
His defiance, Katt claims, resulted in him being blacklisted, while Kevin, who was reportedly more willing to play along with Hollywood's expectations, saw his career skyrocket. Katt argued that Kevin's willingness to don a dress for comedy sketches, something Kevin himself had once promised never to do, was indicative of his readiness to conform, regardless of the implications. Katt Williams pointed to this act as confirmation that Kevin was following a script written by Hollywood elites, one designed to reward compliance and punish resistance. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe's entanglement with Gabriella Zuniga has led many to draw connections between his downfall and his decision to platform Katt Williams on Club Shay Shay. In that now infamous interview, Katt warned Shannon of the dangers of aligning with voices that challenge Hollywood's established order, even hinting that Shannon could be targeted for his association. Weeks after the interview aired, Shannon's career began to unravel. Brand deals vanished, business partnerships dissolved, and out of nowhere, Gabriella Zuniga emerged with allegations that immediately captured headlines. The lawsuit's timing, coinciding with Shannon's reported $100 million media deal, raised suspicions of a coordinated effort to sabotage his career just as it was reaching new heights. Gabriella, who initially appeared to be just an OnlyFans model, was soon revealed to have potential connections to Hollywood's elite, specifically the Zuniga family, which includes actress Daphne Zuniga of Melrose Place. This revelation fueled speculation that Gabriella's involvement with Shannon was more than just a scandal. It was a calculated setup. Jaguar Wright, a vocal critic of Hollywood, suggested that Gabriella was planted to orchestrate Shannon's public disgrace, mirroring Katt Williams' allegations of Hollywood manipulation. As the lawsuit unfolded, Gabriella presented evidence that included text messages and voice recordings, further implicating Shannon in deeply disturbing behavior. She accused him of unauthorized recordings, race play, and coercion, even claiming that Shannon would enter her residence without permission. Her allegations were chilling and detailed, painting a picture of manipulation that many felt was too convenient given the timing. The gravity of the accusations, combined with Shannon's sudden career troubles, left many wondering if Katt Williams' warnings were more than just conspiracy theories. Shannon, however, did not remain silent. He swiftly labeled the lawsuit a shakedown and accused prominent attorney Tony Buzbee of orchestrating the legal attack. Shannon pointed out Busby's history of targeting successful black men, including high-profile cases against Diddy and Jay-Z. In a bold move, Shannon challenged Buzbee to release the full, unedited video of their encounter, insisting that the lawsuit was built on manipulated narratives intended to destroy his reputation. His allegations against Buzbee mirrored those made by Katt Williams against Kevin Hart. Claims of orchestrated attacks designed to erase black entertainers who challenged the industry's status quo. But Shannon's defense, while bold, did little to halt the unraveling of his public image. Major brands began to distance themselves from him, and his $100 million media deal was reportedly put on hold. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart remained notably silent throughout the scandal, prompting further suspicion that his Hollywood connections may have played a role in Shannon's downfall. Katt Williams' assertions that Kevin Hart's rise coincided with the calculated takedown of other black comedians now seemed eerily prescient. First Katt Williams, then Monique, and now Shannon Sharpe, all outspoken critics of Hollywood's manipulation, all facing massive industry backlash in the wake of public disputes. Shannon's decision to host Katt on his podcast is increasingly viewed as the catalyst for his sudden troubles, with many pointing to it as a moment that painted a target on his back. The question remains, was Shannon Sharpe simply reckless, or did his association with Katt Williams and his willingness to platform dissenting voices make him a target of Hollywood's elite? As Gabriella's lawsuit moves forward and Shannon fights to clear his name, the broader implications of power and influence in Hollywood loom larger than ever. This scandal, much like those involving Katt Williams and Monique, underscores the perilous path that outspoken black entertainers often face when challenging the industry's gatekeepers. And as Shannon battles to restore his image, Kevin Hart remains untouched, his career thriving amidst the turmoil of those who dare to question the Hollywood machine.